So today I thought I would do a little video of me feeding the goats. Right now I'm bringing them out some corn, cracked corn, and putting it out. They actually were all up here early today, which is not the norm. Usually it's closer to dark when they make their way up here. They spend most of their day out in that pasture. I thought that bucket wasn't attached. I was going to use it to feed the goats. You can see the chickens. They're already there on the ground picking up what didn't make it into the bins for the goats. Had 3, Michelle, Polly, and Lacey come over to that other stall there to my right, and I put a bucket down there for them to have some feed. Put some out there on that mineral block, or it might be a salt block out there, and for just maybe one of the babies I was hoping would go and start eating off of it. But you can see Polly, she came around from that right stall and started eating it, so that didn't quite work out, which is what happens a lot. Especially when you're goat farming, things are gonna go wrong for sure. You can make the best plan, but sometimes it just doesn't matter. So now I'm getting 3 pans that my mom actually, she worked at the thrift store, and she sent me over some pans. They were old and rusty, but they were perfect for, feeding goats in. So I'm putting 3 out over there, hoping again that those babies are, we have 3 younger goats that I was trying to target here to make sure that they got to eat, but I'd already just fed them a little bit before I started the video, so I feel good about the fact that I know that they did get some feed, and they're over there mixed in with the older goats there on the left now eating. So I know that they're gonna get what they need. Just putting out the last bit of sweet feed. That was in those bell cups. That's what I call them, bell cups. I don't think that's the right. It's a scooper. I guess just scooper. Okay, now I can see Michelle. This goat we've had a long time, and I just say to her, like, hey Michelle, to get her attention, and she lifts her head so I can dump that sweet feed in there for her. I had just given her cracked corn, and she was eating just a little bit of the cracked corn was left, so I gave her a little bit more sweet feed. And I just kind of keep checking once the goats have, see I'm looking over, once they've ate it down, almost gone, I'll drop a little bit more in there. Which works out good, because usually the goat that doesn't get as much is the one that's left there with a little bit of scraps. So I can drop it down. They get to quickly eat a little bit before one of the bigger goats or more dominant goats there come up and knock them out of the way. And one thing I can say about when we built this area for the goats to eat, we've learned that it doesn't matter how big the area is, you're going to have the goats hitting each other, headbutting each other. It's just their nature. It's what they do. But we've had really big areas that we fed the goats in, medium, and I would say this is one of the smaller ones. And actually, I don't know that they don't fall in line a little bit better and come in and focus on eating, versus when we had them spread out, it was like one was so worried that another one way over in the distance, 40 feet from it, was going to get something that they didn't have, even though, you could have just dropped a fresh scoop out there of feed for them. But that's just how a goat is. They're very curious. They're going to go on to that next spot to eat, thinking, oh, there might be a little bit more in there for me. Oh, I'm washing my hands now. I keep some dish soap down here and wash my hands, and then I'm going over and getting the water hose to rinse them off. I try to do that at the end, right before I'm heading back into the house and done with all my farm chores. I try to wash my hands. I'm sitting out here recording this now, and I can hear in the background one of those dogs is making the funniest sound. I don't know if you can hear it on here or not. And that brings the video to an end. I hope you guys will like and subscribe. Thanks. So I'm back in the house, and I made some cucumbers and tomatoes last night for dinner. Put Italian dressing in it and cut up some provolone cheese. So delicious. I'm in here making spaghetti now for everybody for dinner. But these are really, really good. Also, pork rinds. Look at the ingredients in pork rinds. Where are they at? I don't find them. They're so small you can't see them. That's what I'm saying. You see it says ingredients. Fried pork skins and salt. That's it. That's all the ingredients in pork rinds. Can you pick up anything else? And that is all that's in there. Also, look at this. Calories 80, but look at them carbs. Look at that carb count. I don't know if you can see it. 0 grams. 0 grams of carbs. And these. This is the brand. But these are snack approved on my diet. What?